I know it's a 60-minute game, but the way you guys started the first three quarters of that period, first period, do you think that ultimately is this too much of a hill for you guys to climb?
Well, the momentum, we couldn't stop it. The first penalty was Cameron Wright, lazy tripping penalty. The second one, kind of a lazy hooking or holding by Dalton. So you're putting one of the 5 really good players, a really strong power play, 5-on-3 in the first minute after 12 days off, 14 days off. So you talk about handing them an opportunity, which they 100% took advantage of. And then, the second goal was just a bad goal. That puck can't go in. And that momentum, we couldn't stop it. And ultimately, you end up one of the worst periods we've played.
That was my second question. If you thought that was probably the worst period you guys have played.
As we sit here right now, yes. Western is a team that can do it to you pretty quickly because they've got such talented players. And it takes us, on a night like tonight, 5 or 6 pretty good opportunities just to get one close. And you give Wade Allison one, or you give McGing one, or whatever. That 22 is a new guy. The big, tall freshman there had a couple of goals tonight. And those are the ones that just come to mind. And then what happens is you go up a level because you're embarrassed, and they take their foot off the gas a little bit, and we have the second period. We still could have. We had a 4-on-3. Our best players couldn't get the job done. Just a tough night. We look like we've been off for 14 days. They look like they're in mid-season form, especially in that first period.
And as a coach, is that one of your fears coming to a game like this when you have almost a 3-week break?
Fear's the wrong word. Yeah, fear's the wrong word. I was hoping that they would show a little bit more signs of having been off, but they didn't. And we showed a bunch of signs of being off, whether that be our goaltender or our decor or whatever. And there's sometimes where you play a certain way and maybe your opponent can't take advantage and expose you for it. But Western Michigan is not one of those opponents. They will expose you. They will take advantage. They will push the pace. And you get where we are right now, a pretty poor night for us.
Is it?
Is that it?
I don't want to say more disappointing, but coming off a break, and did you feel like you guys had the energy, I guess, coming out right away as far as?
I thought we had energy. I thought the break came at a good time. I thought we had lost some energy and some intensity and some enthusiasm to be playing hockey and to be, I take full responsibility for that, but I can't create energy and intensity, and I can't create an atmosphere where guys want to come to the rink. I can't, and I can tell you, I think I can create one where guys don't want to come to the rink, and I've done that in the past, but that's not what's going on this year. But the first half break came at a good time. I think it goes back to what you were just talking about. Western Michigan is not a team where you can kind of tiptoe and kind of get yourself in the flow of the second. They're gonna beat your tails like they did tonight, and that's disappointing that we weren't engaged enough early to either stay out of the box or get a kill or get a goal. I mean, at 1-0, Connor Ford had a pretty darn good chance that their guy made a save, and then our guy can't make a save, and now we're down 2-0. So it was, they're just a team that you can't just have one toe in the water, if you will, and kind of get yourself into the second half of the season. If you're not ready to go from the start, you're down 4-0 after the first period because of unnecessary penalties, because you're not ready around the other team's net. You're not ready to make a save. now you're in a game where you can't catch up.
Where do you look, I guess? Is that a product of maybe the older guys?
No, I'll look at me. I think that's the way it has to be. I'll take full blame and full responsibility. It's going to take the older guys to make this not carry over and not create momentum in a negative way. And I guess time will tell if they do or don't.
Chris, would you talk a little bit about the decision to move from Bednar to Dopp and just how?
Yeah, well, first of all, Ryan was on an island, and I don't think he was playing very well. So it was that simple. We weren't. When we've pulled Dopp in the past, it's been one was to protect Eric, and the other was to say your play wasn't good enough. Tonight, yes, Ryan was on an island, but his play wasn't good enough, and that's why I took him out at that time. I mean, 4 goals on 8 shots, that's not good enough. But the one, he had absolutely no chance. I mean, the back door, or whatever. So that was a decision. It was, to me, it was as obvious of a decision as I've had probably all year long.
And I understand that one game, and even when you're looking at the NCAAs, one game doesn't weigh things. But this was a weekend to kind of, if you're looking for an at-large, this was a weekend to start making a statement.
Correct.
Can you talk about the effect this game has on that statement?
If that's the question, okay, I'll look at the game at Western, the 2 games against Miami at home, and then tonight, we're not an at-large team. I mean, the results say that we're not. We had to scrap and claw and fight for just a tie on the second night against Miami. The first night, I think we got outclassed. We were second place. We were absolutely second tonight. The game at Western was probably the best game we played of those 4 that I talk about, but we still found a way to lose and not win. We split with Michigan State, who I think is proving to be a pretty good team. I mean, it looks like it. As of right now, John, to answer your question, the measuring stick says we're not an at-large team based on how we've played non-conference against teams that want to be at-large teams.
Sure. Yeah. And so the follow-up then becomes, does that add a burden now when you guys go back into conference next week and down the road?
Well, we've got 2 non-conference games coming up next Monday and Tuesday, and I think Michigan is battling. I don't know the pairwise or whatever all that stuff is right now off the top of my head, but we have 2 more opportunities to play non-conference teams Monday and Tuesday. Our non-conference play, quite honestly, over the last couple of years hasn't been very good. I want to have a strong non-conference schedule. Not only, for what you're talking about, it just so happens that to have a strong non-conference schedule and stay close to home, we're able to play the Ohio States, the Michigan States, the Miamis, the Westerns. So we're going to stay close to home, and we're going to play top-level competition. But we have to have a product. We have to have a team that can play with those teams. This year's group hasn't matched up very well. Now, as I say, we have 2 more. So we'll see how we do when we go to Detroit.
That's the question I should have asked you then. Is that putting more pressure on?
It's not putting more pressure to me, John. We take ownership of the first 6 non-conference games we've played. Obviously, they're ours. We own them. We've got 2 left. It's not more pressure. We're still. We think we're in a pretty good spot from a WCHA regular season standpoint. We still have to get this 2-week break out of our system. These 2 games, there's no better way to get a break out of your system than to play. Whether you play good or bad, that's almost irrelevant at this point. To me, I want to play good. I'm not down, but it'll get us back ready. If we do play better and respond in the results, maybe a big win against Michigan on Monday puts us back in an at-large conversation. But right now our focus is to play better, not that stuff. We'll leave that right there. And the results will take care of themselves, and we need to play much better than we played tonight.